options for like, hey, if you're a streamer and you want people to help you get gear, there's all these options. And some of those options were those like expensive ASMR, the microphone is in a plastic ear. Yeah. So when you did your tubbeting noises, my brain was just like, do we need to get one of those microphones for John? Because I feel like we could make a lot of money for the podcast.
I think we should just sell John corn tub water.
I'm worried.
I'm fine with that.
I'm
Like
worried
gamer
somebody's
water.
gonna drink it.
That's
fine
fine,
with
too.
me.
We're not putting chemicals in it, are we?
I mean,
The corn's got to be edible. I don't want to kill him yet.
okay, cool.
Thanks. That's next year.
We
That's
have
a
to wait.
$5,000 tier.
We have to wait for the stars to be right for the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sure.
If I'm going to be sacrificed, it better be for something fucking good, like tearing a void hole in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Or stopping Lauren Boebert from getting hand jobs at a musical.
Nah.
That's not worth it.
Yeah, that's fine. That
I
happens
was
in the
wanting to do
world.
it just to convince my neighbors to stop watching me. They need to know I'm dangerous.
That's fair. That's valid.
Well, after that, you have to hang me in the backyard for like a couple days just to solidify the point.
Yeah, like making jerky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that
my-
little plant hook.
And then I can give them some of the jerky.
Perfect.
yeah, so
Love it.
yeah, my
There's
uncle
bones
would
in the
do
chocolate.
shit like that.
And then you tell them you don't want to be jerky.
It
You don't want to
really-
be jerky?
Don't watch me do jerky.
Just
Look,
don't-
I like to some jerky around a little bit.
This is
Jerky jerk.
You guys are describing most of the plot of one of my favorite horror movies, Motel Hell.
That's a fun movie.
It's super fun.
They made jerky out of people?
Yes.
They gave it to people?
Yes.
They used that jerky to threaten them?
Yes.
Good job.
Yeah.
Those are some
All
smart
kinds
people.
of critters go into
were
Farmer
making-
John's fritters.
It's a good movie. I like the lawnmower scene.
Mm-hmm.
I like Lawnmower Man.
And there's also like weird
That's a
punks,
great
and there's like
movie.
a horny couple. Like the movie's great.
Wait, the horny couple isn't the punks?
Yeah, they're separate peoples. There's a punk band in a dirty van, and then there's like a horny couple, and there's a lady who gets knocked into amnesia. Like this movie has everything. It's kind of perfect.
Hi, and welcome to Blank Bodies, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 tabletop and horror podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and as always, I'm joined by...
John.
And I'm Sarah, and John and Hunter both constantly forget that this is an audio medium, and they just like act out things that you guys cannot participate in. But I am giggling because I get the full act.
I
get the full Monty.
That was a sneaky motion.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know we were being recorded at the moment.
That's how every episode starts. It's you and me vamping, and then Hunter just hits the record button at some point.
You'd think we should know that if the headphones are on, we're probably going to
Yes.
get recorded.
You'd think, but no, we're too pretty for that.
I have so much blackmail material.
Well, it's because we were all roommates.
Yeah, you've had blackmail material for like a decade now.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. You just have
All those photos.
Wait, what?
Oh, the time I had to help two of our roommates make a birthday card.
Oh, that was awful.
That was hilarious,
It was
kind of.
very good. We might be saving that story for the patrons at some point. Hi, guys. We have a small announcement at the top of the show.
Yeah, so occasionally for this show, I have been known to maybe write a script or two. And we decided that we're changing up the way we want to approach Patreon a little bit. We really appreciate, we announced last week the corn tier was hit. A couple of you
Corn tub.
unionized and corn tubbed us. So we are working on the corn tub project.
It's a conspiracy.
We're more interested in creating a wide amount of patrons at a lower amount of money than trying to push people to pay for big tiers.
Yeah, because y'all got bills and shit.
And it's fun. It was funny. We literally didn't expect anyone to do it when we put it up there. It's just meant
No.
as a haha. But so what we're doing is we are going to be adding once a month a patron exclusive episode during our off week. And we'll be starting next month in October.
Spooky season treats. Spooky season treats.
And if
Could you sound more disheartened?
I don't really know why, but I got the really strong urge to just carve the word Japan off this pilot pen that I'm holding.
By whittling the plastic with a knife.
Yes.
And this is why we need more patron money to pay for all of his medical stitches.
maybe medication to help with the focus.
But also, those of you who play Magic, just to sum up this idea for us, we're trying to go with a go wide strat, not a go tall strat.
Yeah. So we are adding a monthly new episode, and we're gonna start off with 2 or 3 if we can squeeze the third one out. But right now we're playing in October 2 patron exclusive episodes, new patron every month after that, and for October, along with our Corn Tub stream, everyone who's a patron in October is going to be entered into a raffle.
A raffle.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little October giveaway. We will be announcing and posting pictures of what's in the giveaway in the coming weeks. But I've got a very hairy book next to me.
It won't stop screaming.
Yeah.
I helped him make it. I think what we should do is we should get everyone's names. Mm-hmm. Actually, I shouldn't vocalize this idea because you'll make it happen.
Yeah, that's how manifesting works. Just write it down.
I feel like we should get a bunch of like little corn things, put people's names in them. Like Bob for corn.
Yeah, I'd mentioned making you Bob for corn.
But I don't want a Bob for real corn. That's going to be very difficult to be able to tell who it is.
I mean, I have a giant palette marker. We could just write their initials on it. Make them the little tiny corns.
We can buy baby corns.
Or you cut a corn into thirds.
I can't eat those corns.
Yeah, you can. I boil it, and once it's unboiled, you wipe it off, and then you marker it up. You'd eat the non-markered bits.
I don't like that idea.
I don't think the markers are that toxic.
No,
most markers are not.
All I'm saying is if we put them in something else that isn't like markered up, we use edible materials, I can consume their name.
That would also complete the ritual.
I know.
One time, Shoe Nice ate my name.
How'd that go?
It was very nice of him.
Okay. We're just gonna... Yeah.
I've been shot into the sun before.
By whom?
NASA.
We're just saying things now.
It's the truth.
I don't disbelieve you.
Truth.
Oh, your name has been. Okay. You implied that your just whole being had been...
All I said was I. I did not say it was the physical part of me.
Now, the question is, did they shoot your name or your true name?
I gave them my name.
Okay.
I don't trust NASA. What am I going to do? Give NASA my true name? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. There's a jumping spider in that corner.
Then I guess you're not really in space if it wasn't your true name.
Huh? It's the name I go by. That's what people call me.
Your street name.
They're like, you want to give us your name? We're going to put it on this flash drive, shoot it in the sun. And I was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Right?
But to take a step back, so we are new patron episodes. We're doing a patron giveaway, and we're going to do the drawing for the giveaway during our Corn Tub stream.
Which we are in the production stages of... See, us all going to some sort of creative track is now actually circling around to being useful.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have to forget everything I know because now that it's useful knowledge, I don't feel like I'm allowed to have it.
It's forbidden knowledge.
I know.
But yeah, we're finishing up the budgeting this week, and then I think we go into full production.
Pray for us.
But so there is a Corn Tub streaming. We're talking about doing that on YouTube, but if you have a preferred platform you'd like to see us, let us know, because we're not really sure.
Because we're thinking YouTube, because we do have a YouTube, but we mostly just upload the episodes.
There's episodes, and there's been some like glitch art stuff up there, but it's mostly...
And if the stream goes well, there might be future talks of us doing regular streams. Maybe. It depends on the tubbeting, I think.
If I die, I won't be able to do it.
That's true. Well,
it's going to be dangerous.
If you pass all your checks during the ritual, it should be fine. At least that's what the grimoire said.
Yeah, my wisdom check is not great.
I am going to tweak that recipe, though.
Okay.
I'm going to tweak the recipe a little bit, because I just feel like you got to have like butter and a little garlic on that corn, even if the recipe didn't want it.
I mean... that's dangerous. You don't want to like change, components in the spell.
But are you going to eat non-buttered corn?
We can do that after the ritual. We can complete the corn.
And honestly, anytime I've seen a recipe or a ritual, no matter how much garlic it says, I just throw 4 more cloves in because fuck it.
Yeah, maybe that's why we haven't gotten a fucking vampire to come and like get interviewed on our fucking thing. God damn it!
Look, I need the garlic for reasons. It's for safety.
Doesn't even work. We talked about that in an episode.
Sometimes it does.
Folkloric Bane. It's just like 2 or 3
Sometimes.
dudes just won't hang out.
I know. There's a reason. There's a reason for it. We'll get into it later. Anyways, yeah, so that's where we're at. Thank you, everybody, for support, and hopefully we can do more cool things. Spooky season is upon us.
Boo.
Also, if anybody, whilst they're out doing their spooky season shopping, happens to see corn or corn-related products...
Shoot us a pic. Tag us on
yeah,
Instagram.
let us know, because we're shopping for set things, because we actually have the budget for that, which is scary.
Confuse the other role-playing friends in your communities by just tagging us in pictures of corn objects.
Corn-related
With
products.
the
do.
hashtag TTRPG and don't explain it.
And complete the ritual.
Yeah.
Those 2 things.
We need the energy. We're calling upon the power of Ohana. I was trying to think of whatever the fuck that is from Dragon Ball, and I completely deleted.
Yeah,
what
you
the
went
fuck
to
that
Lilo
is.
and
I
Stitch.
did.
You went
That's-
to Evil Disney World.
No, that's an entirely different
It
place.
is, but I will defend Lilo and Stitch. That movie's good.
That's fine. I just...
No, Disney could
Disney
fuck
doesn't
off.
own Dragon Ball yet, does it?
No.
Do it? Yet.
Not yet. Not that I'm aware
I think
of.
Dragon Ball's too powerful. Dragon Ball has directly affected politics in Mexico, but that's a whole episode of itself.
Yeah, that might be a Patreon episode in the future. Anyways, so for this actual week, since we did city building, concept, thought, processes, the theory, now we're going to do cities as praxis. We're going to build a city together.
We're building this city.
Bum, ba-dum. I don't even know if that's
We're building this city today
on blank bodies.
on...
We've lost the melody here, I think.
on
Yeah, well, that's how we avoid getting DMCA'd. So technically, being bad at the song is helpful.
My uncle has a whole room dedicated to Kiss in his house. I feel like he's going to be really disappointed. Did they do that song? That wasn't Kiss, was
We
it?
built the city on rock and roll?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did.
No.
Okay.
Was it not them? We have the power of Google. We
I
can
don't
solve
like
this.
glam metal or hair metal. It's my
I'm
biggest blind spot.
I'm gonna guess it was Rush.
It definitely wasn't Rush.
Shut up.
Well, we'll double check real quick, and by the power of editing, this vamping will be useless.
It'll still be here.
It'll
Yeah,
still
it
be
was
here.
by the band Starship.
Oh!
Oh, that's Rush, isn't it?
No!
It's like the same thing.
We're gonna piss off precisely a certain proportion of Gen X.
There are
right now.
8 uncles that are fuming and they don't know why.
God damn it! These fucking kids.
Danny's probably upset.
Danny is furious with. I'm sorry, Danny. I love you. I'm so sorry. Anyways, speaking of fuck ups, whilst I was doing my research for the previous episode, I missed a text, and I feel really bad.
Like a text message?
Like a tome, like a book
Oh.
that was written
Yeah.
by Sebastian Black, who is in our Discord and is a very delightful human being. And I feel so bad that just the power of hyperfixations and ADHD caused me to miss it entirely. So he wrote a thing for the Storytellers Vault, which is cool if you want supplementary materials, about building cities in Vampire 5th Edition.
Noise.
Nice. It is a pay-as-you-want PDF. I would say if you have some dollary dues and you want to give them to the homie, you should do it, because it is a good book. It has some good sections on building cities around the needs and wants of various sects and how to handle the politics based on the flavor of things, which is cool. Good if you're new to game and you don't know the vibes of the game. I am going to be using, at least for this portion of the city building, the chapter 2, which has a bunch of background tables to help you generate a city.
Okay, cool.
So, going to be using that, and then we're also going to build a homestead within the city, and whatever we make at the end of this exercise, we're going to load onto the itch.
Nice.
So,
Where you guys can use it to traumatize your players or burn to the ground.
yes, please tell us the adventures of Townsville, or whatever the fuck we call this. We actually had discussed previously to this that we're just going to use these rules to frame out a Vampire the Masquerade city based on an actual city.
I like Hickory Dickoryville.
Where the fuck is that?
So it's not an actual city.
Iowa.
Did we talk about Asheville, North Carolina? Or was that you that brought that
I
up?
did.
It was one of his 20 suggestions that kept
Yeah.
getting smaller.
I still think Moonsville would be the best.
No.
They have a population of 5. I don't think that's going to work.
They
That's
got more
too
than
small.
5 now.
Yeah, so the goal was
And
to
they got a
pick-
trailer that you can buy soda at.
We're trying to pick a city that is substantial, but is not one of, like, the main setting cities. So, like, we're skipping Chicago, we're skipping New York, skipping LA, skipping London, you know.
Guys,
What's up?
I can find that the internet acknowledges that Moonville exists.
Uh-huh. How many people are in Moonville?
It does not say anywhere that I have been able to find information on Moonville.
Oh!
Yeah. Like, the Wikipedia is like, yeah, they reported to the census.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Moonville has become one of the Goblin Road stop locations officially in the Blank Bodies canon, and we will delve into that later when we do the Goblin Roads episode specifically. Somebody remind me that this is part of the episode, because I'm gonna fucking forget.
Yes, today we're going to be building Charlotte, North Carolina.
Ooh, that'll be fun. So there are some tables that give information about, like, if you're gonna go completely make them up a city, that we're gonna kind of skip for this, because we don't need to be worrying about landscape or location, because that's kind of where this is already. First random table is setting culture. So basically rolling on this table is deciding which historical cultural point most shaped the current day.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll a d10. Wacha, 3, which is colonialist. That's just actually accurate.
So we're building it right now?
It's built now. This is deciding which historical time period like has the most cultural effect on the city now.
Oh, okay.
Which would be colonial America.
Correct.
Which is just, I think, accurate from my understanding of Charlotte, North Carolina. So hooray. And the next one is the political leanings. I understand what the actual political leanings of Charlotte is, but because for our Make 'em Up City game, fuck it.
Yeah, we can change it.
We can change it. Whoop. I got a 2, which makes it on the chart conservative. This is just accurate again. The fucking dice are manifesting just reality, which is, interesting. So now we have cultural values. This is apparently based on the Engelhardt-Wetzel cultural map axes.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, so this is kind of more of a... getting kind of a vibe check on whether people care more about, like, traditions or just more secular thoughts on things, and whether they're going to be very community-based as opposed to, like, individualistic.
Okay.
This one, we only need a D4, so hooray on that. Good thing I got the dice roller. Therefore, it don't matter. What we got? 3, which means it will be secular survival. So it'll be more individualistic, and they're a little bit more... grounded and down to earth and kind of like less in traditions and religion and shit like that.
Interesting.
Which doesn't sound this random thing has just built an American city just on its own, which I'm very, very highly amused about. Okay, so what's the next one? Here we go. This is the ruling sect or group according to Vampire, and there's 10 different options that are listed on the table that include Camarilla, Anarch, Autarchus, Sabbat, Second Inquisition or Coalition, Lupines, clan-derived leadership, mortal faction of some sort that is not the SI, unknown leadership, or cross-section council mixed of mortals, kindred, guru, mages, changelings, whatever.
Okay, interesting.
So we will decide how this game is. Politics is going with the supernaturals, which will be a 4. Oh no, it is a Sabbat city now. Strap in, everybody.
That'll be interesting, because I feel like the Sabbat as leaders have kind of disappeared, which means this is like an anarch city, but not the kind they intend.
Mm-hmm. People are just like, it's anarchs, and then they show up and they go, no.
No, we're not anarchs.
They show up and they're just like,
no, get in this van. We're going to go kill Dad.
You're just like, what? What? Just like, hi guys, we're here to fight God. Everyone's like, yay! And they're like, not like that. Oh, man. We're all going to bleed in the same cup. I don't want to... All right, so the clan and bloodline tables. The rules on this section are: roll first to decide the clan of the city's kindred leader. Roll to determine the clan with the most prominence. Roll again to determine the most influential clan. And roll again as many times as desired to determine the order of levels of influence of each clan. So we're going to not do that fourth one just for this build.
That's fair.
I think doing the first 3 seems reasonable. And then for your game, decide how everything else shakes out.
Yeah.
So the first one...
You're using a dice roller.
I know. I do need a
I have dice. We could just roll them.
Do you have a D20 on you? I need a D20.
I do.
Oh my god. The nerd has a D20. Fuck yeah. Do you have the rest of the dice?
I do.
Do you want to roll the dice from now on?
Yeah.
Do it.
We have a dice roller again.
Hell
hey!
yeah.
I have a dice roller. It is John.
It is flesh.
Yet again, I am pimping out John.
Flesh roller.
I'm
It's
a flesh roller. Yes.
Welcome to heck.
I think I'm okay with this.
Think about it for a while. Let us know.
Yeah.
That could be your new show title.
I'm a flesh roller, baby.
Oh god.
I'm a flesh roller, baby.
It sounds like the title of a Cramps song.
It does. It's a 6.
A 6.
Okay.
Bishop of Charlotte, North Carolina is a Malkavian.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does. It's also terrifying. Who? All right. So now we're going to
Sarah.
roll. I'm sorry. I was a really good thing. Now we are going to roll for the clan with the most prominent or powerful rivalry with the leader. You can decide if they're frenemies or not.
That's a 20.
A rare bloodline. This can be Gargoyle, Kiasid, Daughter Cacophony, Bali, Niktuku. The book says choose 4 if you're likely to fill the last spaces. So how about we just stick with what's listed in the book to make it simple? So
It's a Mitzi. They're rarer, and
they have their own line though.
Yeah.
Oh, in that book. Sorry,
Yes.
I was thinking in like core book what's available to random people.
Yeah.
I think of that list, I think Daughters of Cacophony would be insanely interesting to have them be a major faction.
You're right. I agree. So let's go with
They're like the Toreador, but also Malkavian.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like a bloodline of kind of both.
Which is part of the reason why I think they're super fun. All right, cool. So our last roll for the Bloodlines table is roll again to determine the most influential clan.
A 3.
A 3. That will be the Gangrel.
They're an influential?
Yeah. For
How? They're Gangrel. I'm sorry. That was rude.
somebody's Toreador is showing.
I didn't mean to.
It's okay. You're prepping for game tomorrow. It's fine.
Yep.
Which will be fun because you get to bully me again.
Yay.
Yay!
Look, she started it.
I didn't start it.
He walked in and she was all grumpy.
I'm a medical examiner for the city, and you are a rock star that walked into my morgue.
Yeah, well.
I mean, to be fair, I was the one who started fucking with stuff.
Yeah. I was being very respectful at first.
I was not. I was just looking at bodies and being like, huh.
Yeah, but in terms of protecting the masquerade, like, you being a shifty fuck touching things, everyone's gonna be like, ew, gross, that's whatever. You, with all the infamy dots, are gonna cause what we call in the business a problem.
Fame. No one hates me. Everyone loves me. First of all. Second of all, I am researching to make sure my next music video for this death metal band that I just signed is going to be accurate for its makeup and effects. And I filed the paperwork.
Did you file the paperwork?
I did when I have a whole bunch of presents.
You know what, valid? Valid? All right, we're gonna move slightly the fuck on, which is primary sources of wealth. So this is like the table above where we're gonna roll a couple of times, and this is gonna kind of help determine the finances of the city, which should lead to plot. So the first roll is to determine how your city's leader makes their money. Roll that bone.
Which one?
That will be a D10, the 10 bone.
We got a 50.
So that'd be a 5.
Yes.
I was like, roll a 10. Sarah, it's a 50. Fuck you.
What happens?
So we have a Sabbat Malkavian who makes their money through energy and utilities.
Okay.
Still kind of makes sense.
Could.
It
Ish.
could.
That's difficult now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's privatized utilities because that's the thing we do in the United States apparently, which is, the best idea.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to roll that bone again to determine how their greatest rival makes their money. So how do the Daughters of Cacophony make money?
In the same industry.
Oh no,
It's
that's
a
why
5.
that's why they're rivals.
Good.
They're just competing IPSs.
Yeah.
I like to imagine the Malkavians real into gas and the daughters are real into electrical.
Good.
Because of the guitars.
Malkavian's freaking out because gas stoves are becoming illegal. He's like, not in this city, not in this city.
Not in this fucking city.
Look, if I want everything to be on fire, it will happen at my will, and I need the stoves everywhere.
Small tangent. I'm going to have to be on the prince's side on that, though. I know gas stoves are way more dangerous, but I have never had a good electric stove. And the gas stove that I grew up with, the heat was like always immediate, and you could change the temperature very quickly if you needed to, and all these other things that are great about it. If you weren't careless, everything is fine. Never had a good stove electric stove that heats my pans evenly.
Induction, man.
Yeah.
Induction stoves?
Those are expensive.
I know.
Those are pricey.
I hated my induction stove until I decided to switch over to all cast iron, and now I would never do anything different.
Yeah. I cook almost everything on cast iron, so.
Hell yeah. All right, so we're going to roll one more time for the Gangrel to see where they make their money. Please don't be utilities.
Oh, they don't. It's not on the table.
Well, don't roll it on your lap.
I was doing that as a joke because
Okay.
gangrel are woods-dwelling little critters
You're
that don't
so-
need money. They trade in leaves and acorns. It's adorable. Oh, shoot. No, I have to re-roll that.
Is it a 5?
It's a 5.
Fuck you. No, roll it again. I refuse.
They're in wind.
Oh, okay.
They're in
That's
wind.
fine. That's fine. They're into green energy. There you go.
Wind
That
and
saved
solar.
It. That saved
Yes.
it. That saved it. How did we get 3 5s in a row? That's crazy.
That's hilarious. Oh, what the fuck?
All right, now we have Kindred Entertainment, which is good. The book says within every city there's unique customs and traditions exercised by the kindred who inhabit there. Some of these may be shaped by past culture, sect, however, this is not certain. And there's just many terms of acceptable entertainment. So we're gonna figure that the fuck out.
Let's go.
So the first role is to determine the most popular game or entertainment exercised by the kindred of your city.
Okay.
I need you to roll me a d10.
A D10. I'm going to roll a different D10.
Roll a different d10, because we get 5s again.
That's a 4.
All right, so that gets this game called Pull the Wool.
Pull the wool.
Yep.
Over their eyes, I'm guessing.
All right, so we're gonna roll once more for a game that is banned or outlawed.
Please be a 4. 7.
7. All right, 7 is Carnival de Cita. So Pull the Wool is one of the more dangerous games when regarding the sanctity of the masquerade. Of course, the fucking Sabbat love this. Pull the
Makes
Wool
sense.
is a game of subterfuge in which an event is held involving a large mortal majority, such as an exhibition, sporting tournament, night market, etc. The kindred populace play a game of chicken with the masquerade. The winner is the kindred who can reach a sweet spot of breaching the masquerade just enough to arouse concern, but not in so much of the capacity as to actually break the masquerade. Holy shit. An example of this might be a toreador who uses unnatural reflexes in front of a mortal, or a gangrel proving that they can remain unharmed as the crowd throws knives at their torso. It should be an act that is as close to danger as can be, but allowing the suspension of disbelief to win out in the end.
I love that.
This is so fucking good.
That is a very good
This is a
Sabbat
very
game.
good Sabbat game. All right, and the other game that we had pulled is Carnival de Cita. Not all forms of entertainment by the undead need to be steeped in violence and brutality. This is why the game is banned.
Yeah.
Some, such as in the case of Carnival de Cita, do not even have to have a prize intended. It is very simply the result of kindred efforts to further entwine themselves within the city's culture, specifically as it relates to art and performance. This form of entertainment is an effort often spearheaded by the toreador, resulting in week-long street festivals with contributors across mortal and immortal worlds. It is much needed distracted from the violence of the world that otherwise seeps into it. The carnival is defined by having events upon events and never being over until the sun rises or the week ends. This is why it's banned. It's too chill, and the Toreador like it, which is way too close to the Daughters of
I was
Cacophony.
about to say,
that's
yeah.
why them and the Malkavian don't get along.
Yeah, that worked out stupid well. I'm glad we're keeping this.
Yeah. So that's why they're pissed at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you can't do it anymore.
He was like, but no
I saw it.
parties.
You can't. It can't happen again, or it'll end.
Y'all were too chill. You were all too chill.
I'm really trying to ratchet up the violence in this city, guys.
I kind of want to run a game in Charlotte, North Carolina now. This is fun.
That's kind of cool. All right, so we got those bits set up, and let's build one homestead to add on to our fantasy Charlotte, North Carolina run by the Sabbat, because we are strange peoples. Is there any neighborhood or area in Charlotte that seems cool?
Let me see.
I just found one that's called Woodruff Green.
What about
I don't
Woodruff
know
Green?
anything about Woodruff Green. I'm looking at the map.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the name.
It is a good name. It's a solid name.
Looks like a bunch of houses.
Okay. Anything else in Woodruff Green? Or is it just houses?
I mean, it looks like a really big housing district area. I'm seeing a bunch of houses that looks like a church. Really, all I'm doing is looking at the top of Google Maps.
That's totally
satellite.
fine.
But it's all just houses that I can see. Oh, that's a nice pool.
I bet any of our listeners that are in Charlotte are just like, what the fuck? Why are they like this?
There's a Durham Memorial Baptist Church there. La Sombra could run it.
That's cool. That's not a neighborhood. That's just a building.
But it's right there in,
Which neighborhood?
Woodruff Green.
Oh, it's in Woodruff Green?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe it's in Toddville. No, that's Toddville Road. But it's the big... Oh, my God. This is...
This is what happens when you have a Sabbat city. The logistics are a nightmare.
So I'm looking here. I'm thinking we could do the South Park area. It offers shopping, dining, and multi-family housing, and is home to a large Hispanic community. Many students, researchers, and affiliated professionals live near UNC Charlotte in the northeast area, which is known as University City. So I believe
That sounds pretty solid, honestly. All right.
Where is that?
And what is the name of it again?
South Park.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. And where is that in the city?
Is it near the Home Depot?
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
Costco, there's a Sam's Club right there. I see you, Charlotte. I see you.
With my eyes.
I would like a map. All I found is a map of their mall. Which, I mean, surprisingly, y'all still got a nice malls. At least from the 3 pictures I'd looked at. So, congrats on that. But yeah, for some reason I can't...
Oh, there you go. South Park. I found it.
Oh, good.
On the map, that is. It is, zooming out, it is almost directly south of downtown.
Oh.
So it has a very upscale mall that it seems it's either named after. The area is either named after or it's named after the area. I'm not sure which, but...
Okay. Yeah, I think this will work.
There's a park close by.
Oh, okay. That actually sounds perfect for our basic homestead. So...
It's a pretty big area, too.
Cool. Yeah, so we're just going to stat this with the Affair Association clout and utility based on what we feel the vibes are. And then we'll see how many points that is, and then we'll give whatever bonuses are. And then we can make up a couple of SPCs.
Cool.
And it'll be good.
I'm in.
So I have a suggestion.
What's up?
From reading the page for Charlotte, I noticed that its nickname is the Hornet's Nest.
The
like
South
the
Park
city?
area?
No, just
To Charlotte.
Charlotte in general. So I'm thinking, yeah, sure. Malkavian guy's in charge. Daughters of Cacophony are vying for power. Maybe there's just like a lot of Nosferatu underneath. Like just worming their way into everything.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'll make a note of that.
Like we talked about, they're the city planners.
Yeah. Well, and also, the Gangrel are spicy.
They are.
They can be spicy. So I'll write Secrets Nosferatu. Which is just Nosferatu.
So maybe this is a like one of their prominent members' area?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, seems like it's good infrastructure
Sure,
and things.
the Gangrel would hang out in like the park
They fucking
area and
love the
stuff,
park.
but
Right.
Hell yeah. So for Affair, which is the financial situation of the property and the area of the city. So on a scale of 0 to 5, how are we feeling on the finances, the business?
We should have done a little bit of this ahead of time. So I would have gotten on Zillow and looked at like the property value.
I mean, honestly, if you just want to do Zillow South Park real quick.
I'm tempted to give it a 4 out of 5 just based on what I'm seeing, but let's see what Zillow says.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're on like it looks like they're on the mid to lower end
Okay.
of Charlotte specifically. Closer to downtown Charlotte is getting into like 6 and 800,000, but this except actually it's kind of like a Washington Street where there's like 355,000, 500,000, 1.5 million.
So it's kind of like the Keystone area.
Yeah.
Like where you're like, that's a mansion, that's a slum
Yeah.
Yeah.
area. There's a mansion right on the other side of it.
Cool. So we want to like stick with a 4 or a 3?
I would say a 4 just because the mall's in this area
Yeah, that's fair. All right, 4 for that.
I mean, some of the areas around the fashion mall or our big fashion mall too are not great either.
too.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair because there's the business on top of the nice houses.
Yeah.
Give it a 4. So association is the depth of connection to the overall city and how integrated the city is in terms of like some highways, trendy places, cool places to hang out, reputation, that kind of shit.
Reputation might be higher, but I would say just looking from the Google Maps, it doesn't really look. It's got a couple big roads that come to it. Where the fuck did you just take me? There we go. It's got a couple big roads that go through it. There's looks like a highway that goes over it. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna guess 20 minutes.
Yeah, because I feel like the mall would pop that up because then it's like a hub that people go and hang out in.
It's still pretty far from downtown though.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Much away from downtown.
It looks like. Let's see how far
So
this is.
thinking maybe a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm waiting on the skipper's decision because it will decide if it is a 2 or a 3.
Sorry, I'm trying to put down a pin.
How dare you?
He's gonna go visit. We're gonna have to finish this episode in a couple weeks.
Sorry guys, we're gonna do a road trip. to North Carolina.
If this show gets big enough to where we can travel to cities
well,
and then design them, I'm
that'd be really
scared.
That right?
Those cities are fucked. Actually, it's really not that far. Okay, so Google Maps says you can get from the mall to about the center of downtown in about 15 minutes.
Okay, let's give it a
So
3.
it's really not bad, yeah.
Let's give it a 3. All right, clout is the physical embodiment of the location. Its size, shape, security, and physical relations prowess. Do you want to count it as like I kind of want to give it a 2 or a 3 because it seems like it's a decent size, but it's not like huge, and there's not particularly any buildings that sound impressive or like a monument or a site or anything that's particularly like ooh.
So there's the mall. There's Park Road Park. That's a funny name, but that looks like it's mostly like a baseball field. There's 4 baseball fields there, so they might have like softball tournaments and shit.
There's a lot of green space around it too, though.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
kinda
actually true.
nice.
Yeah, backyard trails right there.
Yeah.
So
I'm leaning towards a 3. It's got some. It's one of those spaces where you're like, oh, the mall and the housing. It's not that big, and then you look into your map and you're like, oh, all that green space counts.
you're like, oh, there's a fuckload of trees and shit.
It's like Indianapolis when people are like, it's one of the biggest cities in the U.S. And you're like, by footprint, yes. There's like a woods in the middle of Indianapolis.
We have like 2 state parks like in the middle of the city. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, it's great, but it's also just like, what the fuck? For a city, when you're explaining to people that live in what is movie traditional cities where it's all like just concrete and nothing else, when you bring them to Indianapolis, they're just like, what the fuck? You guys just have a river? I'm like, actually, there's like 2 or 3 of them. And they're just like, what?
How?
They're just loose. And you're like, yeah. Do you guys not like trees?
We actually have a little township that is constantly in danger because the river's loose.
Yeah, I've lived there. It's interesting. I'm just like, yes, I'm one of the bog people. It's a good time. I've returned to the bog. All right, so we have utilities, the last one, which is the amount of services provided to the area. So this is like infrastructure, public transit, job market,
I'm thinking 3 or 4
Yeah.
because it's clearly there's jobs. There's a big mall there. There's a lot of business. There's nicer houses, which is going to bring utility in. But I'm not sure if we'd have to literally go to figure out really how the public transit is.
Like how good the buses are.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's better than Indianapolis, but
Most places. Are we leaning a 3 again, or are we doing a quick look at the buses?
I'm Googling buses.
Yes, public transport. We here at Blank Bodies are firm supporters of public transit and the 15-minute walkable city.
Mhm.
If you wish to learn more about this, Not Just Bikes on YouTube has tons of great information.
I feel like Indianapolis, I do have a little bit of I'm so sorry for them for trying to design public transit because of how big the city and spread out the city is.
It's very spread out, and downtown and portions of the southern part of the city are built on top of a network where we had really good public transit because Indianapolis used to have rail cars.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, nah, fuck it, in the 70s for some reason. So I know the city planners keeping like, hey, why don't we just like dig up the old rail car lines, at least for that portion, because then it would free up the buses for the rest of the city.
Yeah.
And I don't know who keeps voting that down, but they're assholes.
Yeah, fuck them.
You guys allow those goddamn pedal carts with the booze.
Yeah, those
Fucking suck.
those people should be whipped while they're doing it, like on a ship in a old fantasy film.
Shame. Ding ding.
Yeah, and then just like Taylor Swift music and like IPAs everywhere. Someone would be into that.
I was Googling bus stuff, and then I came into flogging people on boats.
No, so you know those pedal bars they have downtown?
Oh,
I was saying those people should be whipped the
I
whole
agree.
time, like on a fantasy ship.
I agree.
So, they can have their IPAs and scream drunkenly at strangers and listen to Taylor Swift. But they should feel pain while doing it.
They should.
For the first time in their pathetic life.
So they do have one. I will say the very, very first thing that came up when I Googled bus transit North Carolina was how do you use...
Or Charlotte.
Charlotte, sorry.
Yeah.
Bus transit Charlotte, North Carolina rated. And I just said the first part there. And the very first thing was, how do you use this? So I'm going to guess it's not the easiest to figure out. But I haven't been able to find anything quickly about people being like, I fucking hate it.
Okay, so do we want to call it a 3?
Yeah, 3.
That seems fair. Okay.
It also seems there's enough homes that and green space to take away from that as well.
Yeah, because I was like, if there was a thing immediately like, yeah, here's our app, it does live tracking of the buses all run on solar, I'd be like, 4, fuck them. 3, it's like, the bus is there's no active immediate bitching, but if you had Googled
they
it,
have
there
a
was...
trolley. That's
Ooh,
cute.
oh, that's cute. It's staying at a 3. The trolley keeps it at bare minimum of 3. I like me a trolley. It's an aesthetic. All right, so that brings our total score to 369, and then plus 4.
Damn, she fine.
Damn, she is fine because she cannot add 9 and 4. 13. The score is 13. Cool. So that gives us, according to our handy dandy chart at the top, Homestead rating provides a +1 to any area of import, +1 to a skill roll. So if you're in the area, you get a +1 to a specific skill roll, and then you get a +1 to some sort of thing
Interesting.
that is of interest. So I might suggest, since there's so many parks, maybe the parks give a +1 to resist frenzy, because it's like a chill, cool place.
I like that. Resist frenzy.
Well, there's also a mall there, though, which is the opposite of resisting frenzy.
You're not wrong. I fucking hate malls. Like, violently hate malls.
Right.
I used to be a mall guy.
Yeah.
They're so scary. Like, you used to be able to go to interesting things in a mall, and now it's like 5 places that sell the same Adidas shoes and like clothes for old women and like some sort of sporting goods store, and then like 3 head shops.
Yeah, that's fair.
You used to be able to go like, I'm going to go to the
Radio
game
Shack.
store, and then a Radio Shack, and then...
Well, sometimes you get the dying malls that have the weird fucking shops where
Those
it's
are
like,
fun.
when a mall dies and just becomes a flea market.
Yeah.
That's when it
That's
comes
cool.
back around to
Those
being
are
like,
fun.
good times.
Yes.
This mall looks very high-end from the pictures, and it looks like it's still kind of bussin'. So I'm going to say it's kind of more like our fashion mall, where it's like there's probably like a Microsoft and a Sony store and like some shitty art gallery and like a Tesla
And
display somewhere in the
probably
building.
some like boutique kind of stores.
Yeah.
It has a Proper Sephora in it.
Yeah.
When you're at the mall, you get a +1 to tech.
Sure.
Would that be fair?
Yeah, the rest of it you get a +1 to frenzy, and at the mall instead you get a +1 to tech. That's not even the rules, we just added that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're just
Well,
having fun.
Yeah, well, you get, it says +1 to a skill roll, so I guess +1 to tech, and I'm just going to write in brackets, because mall.
That's fair.
And then +1 to resist frenzies, cause park. All right, so now we just need to make up 2 NPCs that are important in this area.
So I think we should go. I suggested it, so I'll let one of you make it. But because of the Hornet's Nest, I suggested an important Nosferatu lives there.
Well, they're supposed to be mortals.
Oh, immortals. Sorry,
Mortals
I
of
misheard
important.
that. 2 important mortals. So there's a park. There's a mall.
Stefan Garrickson.
Okay.
Is he a Viking? Is
He
he
is
like
now.
related to me?
I guess, yeah. He's the park ranger. Or the park attendant.
Parks and Rec.
Oh, no. I wasn't thinking like that, but yeah.
But yeah. Just as like, just guy who's like, I manage the parks.
He wears the stiff-brimmed hat and is like jolly walking through the woods.
Oh, right. I'm just going to write park guy down for now. Because I don't remember what that actual title's supposed to be. All right.
So he is human, but I'm going to suggest that the guru, like that he takes care of the park and how he does it, so he's kind of under their protection.
Just
He
like,
doesn't know.
He has no idea, but all the guru just look at the vampires and go, no.
Touch him, you're dead.
I understand you guys are doing some weird bullshit and all of you went crazy. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't care. You touch a single hair on his precious head. Y'all are getting ripped into
You will die. Everyone you know will die.
I imagine even the gangrel would probably be chill with it.
The gang was like, yeah, just leave him be. He's fine.
It's just like everyone else.
It's Stefan. He's fine.
It is a Sabbat city, but I feel like being a Sabbat city, it's less, there's just no real control. There's one real powerful guy, and what he says goes, and everyone else is just kind of like, fucking fine.
Yeah, and everything else is just kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the vibes aren't good, but they are vibes. All right. So we got one more person we got to make up. I hate that my brain immediately just was like, what if there's a guy that just like runs a boba store in the mall?
You love
I
boba.
fucking love boba. It's my emotional support snack that's not alcohol based.
Okay. Yeah, it's still just a park ranger.
Okay, perfect.
If he's like managing the woodsy part of it and whatnot.
okay,
I guess.
Oh my god, he's a ranger.
All right. So, I guess what would make a man with a boba shop notable to someone who wasn't a fan of boba?
Who literally can't consume boba. He's just really charming. That's all I can think of. But no, we can do something better.
I intended that as a challenge, but we can move on too.
I couldn't think of anything good. I just went, fuck, I don't know. I was just like, he's just delightful. That was it. That's all I had.
I'm gonna say,
or park manager too.
Since there's some really pricey housing, and this is kind of like partially a really nice district, I say let's do a lady who has made a lot of money in like construction and real estate.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she only keeps this area like nice because she lives there.
She's like a foreman.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay.
Or I was even saying maybe owns like the construction company, not even like on the ground foreman, like running things, but it's more like
she was a foreman, worked her way up. Now she's just like, look,
yeah,
I worked really hard. Everything here is really nice. We're just gonna
started her own business.
Got a lot of money in real estate around the city, so like she carries some weight behind her.
Hell yeah. So what is this girl boss's name?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to say, and she's done work accidentally for the family. Not Mafia, though.
Is this the Malkavians?
The Giovanni.
Oh, the Giovanni, yeah. Family.
It is a spot city, so they're probably
There's probably Giovanni somewhere. Just fucking around, just being like, oh, God, guys, just why did it have
You're
to be
really fucking with our profits right now.
It's just like,
You're supplying a lot of bodies.
You know, when the Lasabre are in charge, everything, while violent, is chill. It's manageable. There's order. I understand what's happening, but it's a goddamn Malkavian.
And
he's too squirrely.
From the sound,
what are we doing?
From the sounds of it, an anti-tribute Malkavian.
Mm-hmm. Which those ones are either super calculated and very scary, or they're super just
completely unhinged.
Oh no!
I imagine him as being like super calculated, but he plays into like the crazy visions. But really, he's just like is like 3 steps ahead of most people. And then when they he like pulls the haha, I knew what you're doing all along. He's can be like, I had a vision of you doing this.
He
but
cycles
really,
back around to being a little crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a sandwich of problems. You're just like, oh, fucking crazy. Oh, terrifying. He's Hannibal. And then you keep going. And you're like, oh, he's actually just batshit. Oh no.
I think he's so smart that he doesn't recognize his own intelligence as his own intelligence, and so he's essentially giving himself visions.
He's Sherlocking himself without knowing that he's Sherlocking himself.
Yeah, and then occasionally the network with the cobweb, and Malkov's like, and here's a nugget. He's just like, now I have to redo the calculations because I got new data.
That's why I said no more street parades.
You guys keep giving me things. All right, so this real estate construction girl boss lady. A name.
I'm thinking Janet something.
Janet? All right.
That's my aunt's name.
Aw.
It's not your aunt, though.
No.
No.
All right,
she doesn't do construction. I don't know why, but when I'm thinking about human names, the only things I can ever think of are like gnome names. It's the only time it happens.
Okay,
too.
So what
I was just like Winklewoppen.
No, that will not work. I do not want to give Janet the Winklewoppen empire. That's too much.
How about Stevens? That's a.
Well, we already have a Stefan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to think of like last names that happen in the South a lot. You know what I mean?
Wart.
Really?
W-U-R-T. I don't know.
You're from there. I was looking at you.
I'm not.
I thought you were from
My
Georgia.
dad is.
Oh, okay, your dad's from Georgia. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well.
You've been there more than me. I was relying on your expertise.
I know my family.
I've been to the South
How about
once.
Parker? Janet Parker.
You know what? I'm here for it.
That's a girl boss ass name.
Yeah.
In Parker Industries?
Yeah, why not? Her real estate.
Parker Construction.
Yeah,
Parker Construction. I like that.
Hell yeah. All right. So we got all of that down. So yeah, we have the framework of a city. They will be statted out, and I'll make a little snazzy maps map to go along with this, and hell the fuck yeah.
Yeah. So if you use a city, please tell us what's going on between the Malkavian anti-tribute and the Daughters of Cacophony.
And the Sabbat taken over Charlotte. Because I don't remember what Charlotte is in the canon. But it doesn't matter. This is our plot now.
Boom.
Boom.
Benny's been there once.
Oh.
Did not have a great time.
No.
Benny is multi-dimensional, so I feel like there could be a Benny there.
That's true.
Benny is just there, and he's just, like, desperately freaking out. Like, internally screaming, because he was really chummy with the prince, and everything was cool, and then Spot took over, and he's just like, ha ha ha, yes!
Why?
I will absolutely work with you, totally. It's, like, super cool, and then as soon as the door closes, he's just, ah! So, you know.
Yeah.
Benny must suffer forever, mostly for our entertainment.
Sorry, Benny.
I am not.
We love you.
We do love you, though.
How much time are we at?
We're just past an hour. So
Hell
okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
we're at a good
I
point.
was
So
like, I don't know if we need to start making up some politics shit.
no, we are good. That was it. That was what I want to do. We walked through making the framework of a city. We got some politics worked out.
I would suggest, like we talked about in the last episode, if you want to use this,
Mm-hmm.
maybe let your players make their characters and then give them some other areas of the city that they can fluff about using
Yeah.
these methods, and then you
Yeah.
have a full vibrant ass city.
Yeah, have your players like make a couple of districts, and if you want to use the homesteading to like zhuzh up their havens, like or at least the block that their haven exists on, it's super fun.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's something I feel like you could do for like completely free too. Just being like, hey, you have your character. Okay, you get 12 experience to spend on like homesteading in this area.
Yeah,
Go.
it's not. Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm giving all the players because that's what I did with you guys. I gave you each 10 homesteading dots, and I let you kind of decide how it was passed out between the 4 points to kind of get an idea of how the little block is, and let you guys decide what your bonuses and minuses are, and pick some human NPCs to be like not touchstones. You could have picked them up as touchstones if you wanted, but there's just kind of people in the neighborhood that you had as a point of contact to be like, oh hey, if I wanted to get like the local gossip or somebody on the street that's like, hey, some weird guy was like at your house, left a package, I don't know, bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. And I was like, no problem. And he just like walks into the bodega. Yeah, there's tons of good things that can come from being invested in the setting and the city that you run your games in. So hurrah. And I guess on that note, thanks Paralyze for the music,
Yeah.
the soundtrack.
I ran into Hal very recently. Actually.
Oh, how are
It's
they
cool.
doing?
They're doing great. They're playing in a
yeah.
couple new bands. So
Fuck yeah.
Check them out.
We
Do they have recordings yet?
I don't think so.
They
but-
do exist on the Bandcamp. You should check
Yeah,
out.
Paralyze does
Paralyze
exist.
out.
Paralyze
And
exists. Keep an ear out. If we hear something,
Yes.
we'll tell you about other bands.
Support indie musicians, especially after quarantine, because the music scene had a lot of bleh.
Yeah. I feel like the end of quarantine revitalized our music scene a lot because it was kind of dead
Yeah,
feeling for a little while, but it's back.
it's back, baby. Hell yeah, supporting your homies making cool shit.
Yay!
If you want to support us doing cool shit, we do exist on the social medias. I think we're still on Twitter, kinda.
Somehow.
It's still not dead yet.
Yeah, we're on Twitter. I've been using Blue Sky more. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. So, I'll be posting weird shit on there and episode updates. So,
Yeah. So for those, is it at Blank Bodies for both of those?
yes.
All right.
It's blank bodies at bsky. Or however they're
Yeah. And then Instagram and Tumblr is at Blank Bodies Pod. We do exist on TikTok at Blank Bodies Podcast. And we also have a Patreon and a Discord. Discord is free.
Come hang out.
Come hang out. It is cool. People play games. People stream games.
I haven't been streaming, guys. Sorry. I'm playing Baldur's Gate. Until I finish my first playthrough, I'm refusing to stream for anybody because I want to give it my full and undivided attention.
Are you giving your full and undivided attention to Shadowheart or Karlach?
Fucking Shadowheart.
Okay.
She's so sweet.
Fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
It was
You were
a-
like, I don't know which one of these
It
girls
was
I want.
tough.
And in my brain, I was like, he's going to go Shadowheart.
It was
He's got that
actually pretty
energy.
tough. It was actually pretty tough because Karlach is really nice and fun.
Karlach is adorable.
But yeah,
That's okay.
I'm not going to give any spoilers, but Shadowheart is very sweet.
Aw, I love that. You and your little goth girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that for you. But yeah, if you donate to the patron, we have some cool Discord extra goodies that also let you help us do this show.
Yeah, we have a little patron chat where we ask random ass questions about what people would want to hear. We also have some polls where we'll randomly ask about what people want to hear episodes about. And I mentioned earlier, we've got the new patron exclusive episodes coming up, and our voting tier patrons get to choose what those are going to be about every month.
Yes.
Although I usually do a poll of like 4, 5, and then 2, just because I need a little more time to write them. So
Yeah.
I usually try and knock out like 3 in a week, and then I take a month, a couple months break, and then do them again. But
Yeah. But also on the polls, we also use that to do our the order of operations for our clan deep dives.
that's true.
And you guys selected Toreador, which will be upcoming. Toreador month is upon us.
Dum dum dum.
Dun, dun,
It's going to be
dun.
fabulous. There's
It-
nothing sinister or scary or mean or bad about Toreador month.
Nope.
Can't be. It's Toreador.
Bitch, you better work. I don't have my gay fan on me today, so to see that walk, I guess. Anyways, point being, that poll will be revitalized because we have to select the next clan that we must make Sarah suffer for.
Yay! Hey, thanks.
Yeah!
Wait, we only have one left, right?
Well, we have for the base clans.
Yeah.
Is the Bruja is the next one?
Does that mean we're just gonna do Bruja and then we're gonna open everybody else up?
I believe so. Everyone but the Hakata, because
Hakata,
they're a nightmare pile.
Yeah. So I think the next clan poll I do have a question that we can do for Bruja clan poll.
Okay.
It'll be a secret.
Yay!
Okay,
surprise question.
Surprise question.
Start thinking about your answers now. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yay.
I got mine.
Good. I guess that is it. Now I have a whole city character sheet I gotta write up.
Woohoo!
Yay!
It'll be fun. It'll be cute.
It'll be cute. It'll be fun. Love your faces. I'm gonna go die.
Try not to do that.
Death. Death becomes her.
That's a good movie.
It's a fucking good movie.
I love that movie.
Hell yeah.
Girls rock.
I guess
Girls
that
do
happens
rock.
to everybody.
Also, fucking that one lady with like the necklace shirt, like she's so fucking hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, it's not fair. Anyways, kiss us out of here.
Remember what I said about using the phrase "kiss us out"?